everyone, it's Clarice, and today, since I've been gone for so long, I figured I'd just update you on my life and what I've been reading. Even though I have managed to upload a few videos within the last month or two, I really haven't been active on BookTube at all. I haven't been watching anyone's videos or commenting on that many videos. I participated in the BookTube-A-Thon, I uploaded a TBR, but I didn't ever get around to watching other people's TBRs, and I just don't know what anyone is reading anymore because I've just been so out of it. I'm not going to apologize for that because this is a hobby, it's not my job, but I do miss being more of a part of this community, and I do miss being more active. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be very active for at least a couple of weeks. School has been a different kind of stressful this term as compared to other terms. I'm a college student, so school is always stressful. But this term, I feel like my subjects are so uninteresting to me that it's taking so much more effort for me to find motivation to make progress in them. So I'm not necessarily spending a lot of time doing schoolwork. I feel like I'm spending a lot of time trying to get myself to do schoolwork. Because even though as a computer science student, a lot of my subjects are really challenging, when they are interesting to me, I don't really have a hard time finding motivation to work on them. And they usually are extremely interesting. But this term has been so boring. It's so annoying. And I guess because I'm worrying so much about that, and because I'm worrying also about extracurriculars, I don't really have much space in my mind to worry about BookTube. So it's not that I'm growing out of BookTube, it's just that I'm going through a point in my life when I'm thinking about other things. Similarly to how I felt earlier in this year. My term ends before the end of August, so hopefully by then I can get back into things and become active again and be able to comment on all your videos again. But for now, that's just not going to happen, just so you're informed. But I'm not gone, I'm just taking a bit of a break from BookTube. That's all. Okay, so as I mentioned, I've been busy and I haven't had time or motivation to work on BookTube, and that's why even though a couple of weeks ago I uploaded my BookTubeathon TBR and I said I would try to get a vlog up, that didn't happen. No motivation, so I figured I'd just talk really quickly right now about the books that I managed to read in BookTubeathon. So the first thing I finished reading was not on my TBR. You know, as early as the beginning of the BookTubeathon, I was already completely abandoning my plans. Finished reading first was The Magicians by Lev Grossman, which is a book that I had planned to finish right before the BookTubeathon, but that didn't happen. So I spent the first 3 days of the BookTubeathon finishing that. This is a book that I was really excited to read because I feel like all the opinions on it are either really good or really bad, and I was wondering where I would fit there. And I really liked it. It's one of those books where the characters were interesting to me, but they're not the type of people that if I met them in real life, I'd want to be friends with them. But the world was so interesting, and the characters, as I said, were really unique. I think it's a favorite. I'm still thinking about it. I'm hoping to read the second and third books soon, and then maybe I'll put up a review once I've finished that. The next book I finished right before sleeping on the third day of the BookTubeathon was The Wicked and the Divine Volume 2. I don't think I was as engrossed with what was going on in this volume as I was when I was reading the first one, and then we reached the end of it, and now I really want the third volume. And as usual, the art is ridiculously good. The day after that, my plan was to reread The Little Prince in the morning and then watch the movie with my boyfriend after school. And then I wasn't able to read it in the morning, so I figured I'll just do it the other way around. I'll watch a movie first and then I'll reread the book after.
That's not what happened.
But what ended up happening was I just speed read through the book, and then we were able to watch the movie, and the movie was really good. It was so pretty, and it kind of made me cry. My boyfriend wasn't around when I cried though, so thank goodness for that. He went out to buy food because he had already watched the movie. What surprised me and that I liked about the movie was it wasn't just a straight up translation of the book. The Little Prince book was kind of a story within the story in the movie, and I really enjoyed that. I don't know. The next thing I read was The Complete Essex County by Jeff Lemire. Now the art style was kind of underwhelming at the beginning, but eventually it grew on me. But the reason that I would consider this one of my favorites is just how, even though it's a graphic novel and so I didn't spend that much time with it, I didn't take too long to read it, by the end of it, I had grown so attached to these characters and to this town, and I feel like this is a comic that's going to stick with me for a long time. Next thing I read is another new favorite. I read bunch of good things in this BookTube-A-Thon, and that is Every Heart a Doorway. All my friends who talk about it here in BookTube love it, and now I'm among those people. I love it when shorter works are able to build up such complex and interesting worlds. This novella was able to do that, and it was, I don't know, I like books that have a mystery aspect to them, and even though I was actually able to predict what the mystery was, I guess, early on, I enjoyed this so much. I love books that are set in fictional worlds that feel real, and this one felt so real, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. Again, new favorite novella ever so far, and if you haven't read it, you should probably read it. It's really good. And I forgot to mention before I read Every Heart a Doorway, the Friday and Saturday of the BookTube-A-Thon, I wasn't able to read anything. And that's because I was participating in a hackathon. And this is the same thing that happened during the Tone Topple Readathon, and I actually didn't realize that the hackathon was scheduled at the same time as the Readathon, as the BookTube-A-Thon, until the BookTube-A-Thon started. I was like, oh yeah, I have a hackathon this weekend. Probably can't read then. I already explained what a hackathon is in the Tone Topple Readathon vlog, but basically it involves a lot of coding and not a lot of sleeping. Anyway, after the hackathon, I just spent a lot of time sleeping, and then I read Every Heart a Doorway and finished it, and then it was the last day of the Readathon, so I decided to chill a bit and just read some comics, you know, catch up on the comics that I haven't read yet. And so I ended up reading I Hate Fairyland, though I have the nicer variant editions with the explicit title. I Hate Fairyland number 7, as well as Han Solo number 2, and Black Science number 22. And then after that, I ended the BookTube-A-Thon by starting the book that I told myself I'd be focusing on during the BookTube-A-Thon, which is The Book Thief. And on to what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading The Book Thief because I still haven't finished reading it. At this point, I think more than a third of the way through. I'm maybe around 40% through the book. It's a reread, and I'm taking a while with it because I'm taking my time with it, but also because I got kind of distracted because Marvel Unlimited recently had a sale wherein you only need to spend $1 for a month of Marvel Unlimited. And since last time I got Marvel Unlimited, I read the whole Civil War event. I looked for another event to read the entirety of because I love doing that. That's fun. And so right now I'm also reading Avengers vs. X-Men. I'm following the reading order of Phil the Comic Book Guy, which I guess I'll link down below, and that involves, I think, 75 issues. Yup, 75 issues. And currently I have read 48. I'm 48 issues into the reading order already, because the first day that I read it, I ended up reading 29 issues, which is crazy. What I like about Marvel Unlimited is reading entire Marvel events like straight and not reading them, for example, by volume, but reading all the volumes together. You know, I don't like just reading the main event issues. I like reading the main event issues with all the tie-ins interspersed. I don't know, it just gives a fuller picture, I think. And I'm really enjoying doing that with Avengers vs. X-Men. If you have any suggestions for which event I should read next, please leave them in the comment section, though I'm thinking about reading House of M. For what I'm going to read next, I may read Wicked, just because if you watch my reading goals update video, Wicked is a book that I really need to get to reading. Aside from that though, by the time this video goes up, it should be August, and August in the Philippines is actually Buwan ng Wika, which means it is National Language Month. And since I've been wanting to read more Philippine literature this year, and since none of that has actually been in Filipino, I hope to read 1 or 2 books in Filipino. And what I have is Dekada 70, which is, I guess, about martial law during the time of President Marcos. I watched the movie of this, but I haven't really read the book, but we own it, so I may read that. But if you are from the Philippines and you have suggestions, please leave them in the comment section down below. So yes, I guess that's all that's been going on with me. Feel free to talk to me in the comment section down below and tell me what you've been doing, what you've been reading. Hopefully I can talk to you guys more soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!